If you observe in our application, we have all these events displayed on our all events page, and on click of any of these events, we are displaying the event data, that is event details. But what about the sessions? Because each event contains sessions, right? We also need to display accordingly the corresponding sessions for each of these events, right? So that we have to implement in this video. Let's see how to pass data into the child component. Okay, I'll switch to Visual Studio Code. Here inside events-details.component.html, if you observe here, we are displaying only the event details over here, that is name, date, time, price and address details, and all these details are getting displayed on our web page on click of each of this event. Fine. We also wish to display sessions for each of these event, because each event will have multiple sessions, and we have added all the sessions data inside our service already in our previous videos. Now we have to get that data from the service, and we want to display as part of each of these events on our web page. Okay, for that we can pass data into the child component. Let's see how to pass data into the child component. Okay, so now as we have to display inside the event details component.html, let's display after this event details. Let's create a divider line over here by using hr. Okay, now what we have to do, we have sessions in the event object that we are already binding to this page, so we can just pass it in onto this component. We can pass data into child component. Okay, how we can do, we will see now. That is using session hyphen list. Okay, and here sessions equals event dot sessions. Okay, now let's understand what does this mean. This means to say that we want to bind session property of session list component to the sessions arrays on this event object, and that event object is in our event details component. That is what this means to say, right? This means to say that we want to bind the session property of session list component. Session list component we have not yet created. We'll create a session list component, and for that property we want to bind, okay, we want to bind session property of session list component to sessions array on this event object. What is the event object here? Event object dot sessions. Here you can see that from this event object we are getting the sessions, right? Previously we are getting event details from this object event. So where is this located? If you observe inside our service event.service.cs, here you can see that using events object we can get all this data. And if you observe, sessions is also a part of this event object only. It is not out of the event object, it is part of event object only. So using that event object we can get the details as part of the sessions array over here, and we are binding that to the session property of the session list component. Session list component we will create a property over there, and we'll bind that all the data onto that session property, right? So this is how we are passing data into our child component. Okay, so as part of this, I'll just stop this, and as part of this we have to create a new file over here with session list component. Okay, so inside event details folder, so inside this event details folder, let's create a new file with name session hyphen list dot component dot ts. Okay, as regular components we just have to follow the same conventions, that is we have to import the component from @angler slash core, and we'll decorate with @component decorator. This is all common for each of any of the components, right? And here if you observe, the selector which I'm going to pass over here for this component should be session hyphen list, which we are passing inside our event details component.html. Here you can see the session list. So this should be the selector inside session list component. Okay, and what about the template URL? Template URL we can pass dot slash session hyphen list dot component dot html. Okay, and we'll export this class with name session list component. Okay, and now if you observe over here, as per event details component we need a sessions property, right? See, as per event details component we need a sessions property. So let's create a sessions property inside our session list component and add that as an input property. Okay, so at the rate input sessions, this comes from I session. Okay, I session. So what is this I session? From where it is coming? If you observe this I session, we can see inside event.service.ts. Here you can see this is I event array, right? And this contains all the data. What about the I session? Here you can see I session as well, right? All these sessions are part of I event array, that is I sessions as well, because we are storing this in, as part of the model. If you observe, if you remember, as part of event.model.ts, here you can see that there is an interface which we had created previously, that is iSession interface, which contains these properties, right? We are making use of this iSession inside our session list component.ts. Okay, so we have to import this iSession here. Import iSession from which place? We have a centralized place for this, if you remember, that is dot dot slash shared slash index, right? So if you observe shared index.ts, here you can see event model dot, that is event dot model here, right? From here only we are getting, as I shown earlier now. Okay, so we have imported this as well. So what is the next step now? Event details component.html, we included the data which we want to display, and next we created session hyphen list component.ts, where we are creating a property on session list component so that it is added as an input property over here. Okay, as per the event details component we need that sessions property, so we created and we added as an input property over here. Now next what we have to do, we have to create another file over here inside event hyphen details. We have to create another file. What is that file? We have to create associated session list component.html, right? So session hyphen list dot component dot html. Inside this session hyphen list dot component dot html, what we have to do, we have to display the data, that is all the sessions we have to display. We have to iterate over through all the sessions, and each session we have to display as part of that array, that sessions array. Okay, so let's do that by using div class equals, let's make it row, let's put ng for equals let session of sessions. Okay, each session from all the sessions, list of sessions we are getting from that array. Okay, and we are going to display each of it over here. Div class equals, here we'll provide some all md10 we can give, and here we'll create as a well so that it will be displayed in a very nice format. Okay, div class equals well, and here we are going to display all the properties as part of each session. How to get that? By using double braces, curly braces, session dot name. Okay, and similarly we'll display another one, that is session dot presenter. If you remember, all these properties are part of our model iSession, which I shown earlier, right? Here you can see event.model.ts, we have iSession interface, and as part of this model, if you observe, ID, name, presenter, duration, level, abstract, and notice, these properties we are going to display on this web page. Okay, h6, then we will put a span. Here we will put duration, and the duration will come from session dot duration. Okay, this one, what else we have to display? Level, abstract. Okay, another span we will create. level. Okay, here session dot level, and finally to display abstract, let's display as a paragraph. Okay, p session dot abstract. That's it. We have done necessary changes for this. So to display inside our event details, on click of each event, we have to display the session data. So we have included this over here inside event details component.html. And then we have created session list component.ts, where we are creating this input property, session property over here, which corresponds to the event details component by creating the same session hyphen list as a selector inside session hyphen list component.ts. And we also created session hyphen list component.html, where we are displaying each of these sessions from the list of the sessions from the array, right? Now what next? After this, we have to export this as a barrel. If you remember, we have this index.ts, where we have to include each of our component services, interfaces, everything, right? So we'll export this as a barrel from here, so that we'll have a centralized location for getting all these components. Okay, so here we'll specify session hyphen list dot component. Okay, finally what we have to do, we have to notify Angular that we have created a new component and we want to register this component, right? So to do that, what we are going to do, app.module.ts, we have to register this new component. Okay, inside app.module.ts, let's register. After this create session component, let's register what is the name of this session list component, right? So session list component, or here we have to pass import from this dot slash event slash index, right? And here we have to pass as a declarations array. Inside this declarations array, we have to pass session list component. That's all. So let's save all these changes which we have done so far, and let's run the project and let's see the output, how the sessions will get displayed on our event details page. Okay, let's run this project by using npm space start. Our project is getting compiled, building the modules. Got compiled successfully and hosted on localhost colon 4200. Let's open this link. Okay, now you can see all the events getting displayed on our all events page, and on click of each event, here you can see all the sessions which we have created are getting displayed over here. Fine, right? Previously we were displaying only the event details over here, we are not seeing the sessions. Now we are displaying the sessions as part of each of these events. Now if I click on any other event, here you can see appropriate sessions getting displayed on our event details page. That's it. This is how we are going to pass data into our child component. That is what we have seen in this video, to pass data into our child component. Next we will see how to pass data out of the component. Now we have seen into the component, child component. Next we will see out of the how to pass data out of the child component in our next video. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Please like, comment and share this video, and kindly subscribe to my channel in order to watch more videos. Click on that bell icon so that you will start receiving notifications whenever I am uploading a new video.